Thank you, and thanks to the supervisor for bringing this forward. The policies of the Sheriff's Department are important to get right. It's important that we train and educate members of the department to follow those policies. But of course, the culture is separate to the policies. And there was a very good article by Joseph Crystal in, I believe, yesterday's New York Times. It was an opinion editorial that he wrote. He's a former detective from Baltimore. And he's talking about, he's dreaming about a time when the culture changes and we can uproot some of the insidious ways that African Americans were treated in the city of Baltimore, but I think it's relevant to the cities across America that's been ongoing. And his point was that he told a story about a sergeant who was told to go over to a group of young African Americans who had been congregating on the street and arrest them or book them. They said, on what charges? He said, make something up. Now that, of course, is an insidious piece of business that should never happen. But the officer, some officers have been trained in an organization where they don't know any different. And they think that that's the appropriate thing to do. And being a whistleblower in a law enforcement department is very, very scary and possibly, impossible. There was a guy at LAPD that I referenced this morning who got, penalized by the department after a 34-year career as an African-American sergeant in the department. He was attacked basically by the department, stripped of some of his authority, and then they settled him out at $500,000. But what happens to the rest of the people in the department when those sorts of sort of a systemic abuse goes on and on? So I'm hoping that the good cops, the overwhelming majority, who don't engage in sexism and racism and understand their responsibility, will stay with these departments and uproot this systemic violence and ideation that is eroding the trust between the public and our law enforcement.